Hey guys, welcome to Core Cardio and Upper Body. This is an upper body workout with some cardio mixed into it. We're going to drop down, we're going to work on our core, we're going to get the heart rate up, and then we're going to come back and work on those upper body muscles. This is going to be a mixture of body weight as well as your dumbbells, so make sure you have those handy. This is about a 30-minute workout. There's no water break in the middle. And unlike previous workouts, we're not going to do a burnout mode. We're just going to go straight through the workout. And then at the end, we're going to have a 4-minute cooldown period. In the upper part of your screen, that's the overall timer for the entire workout. And if you look in the lower right-hand corner, that's your individual move timer. It'll also let you know what you can expect next. There is no burnout in this workout, so it'll never turn red. So let's go ahead and get started with low kicks, staying on the toes. This is just a nice slow, low kick. We're staying on the balls of our feet. We're moving our hands back and forth like we're cutting through the air. We're warming up our shoulders, getting them moving back and forth, keeping our elbows kind of close to our ribs. We're keeping our core flexed. Throughout all of this workout, you're going to hear me to keep that core tight. Keep the core tight. Put the concentration in the core. Just a few more, and we're going to switch over to low kicks now. We're doing low switch kicks. We're still staying on the balls of our feet, but now we're just hopping back and forth. Again, try to keep that core tight, keep your balance going. Keep those hands cutting through the air, shoulders moving back and forth. We're just trying to get the body warmed up at this point. All right, let's keep that progression going and let's move into high switch kicks. Now let's get those feet up higher. Try to get them up about shin level. Again, we're keeping the shoulders moving, hands cutting through the air. You probably won't be able to stay on the balls of your feet, but do the best that you can. Just a few more, and then we're going to move into speed and agility. All right, from here we go up, center, back, center, 2, wide. Up, center, back, center, 2, wide. Everything we do in here, we do with a purpose. When you take those hands wide, it's like you want to squeeze your back muscles together in the back. We're not just waving our hands, we're flexing our muscles while we do this workout. Last one. And now we move into that body run. This is basically a forward and back lunge, except we're going to get our hands involved, we're going to get our shoulders involved. The whole point of this is we got to warm up these muscles before we start going and putting a lot of pressure on them with weights. Make those arms exaggerated. I know you feel like you look like an idiot, but guess what? You got to work those shoulders out. This is warming up those shoulders. Now we're going to move into a static uppercut. So feet planted, and basically we're just going to uppercut back and forth, left and right. When you do this, you're twisting in your core, and you're bringing that fist up hard up in front of your face. Find a fixed point out in front of you, and that's what you're bringing your fist through. And with each punch, you're flexing your core, as though somebody's punching you in the stomach as you're uppercutting. And now we're going to bring the feet into this. We're going to do a jack uppercut. So it's jack feet on the bottom with an uppercut each time. We're getting that heart rate up. We're getting those shoulders warmed up. We're flexing those biceps with every punch. Have you heard me say it enough? Keep that core flexed. A few more seconds, and now we can drop down into a plank and hold. This is a standard plank. Wrist below the elbow, elbow below the shoulder, all in line with each other. You're concentrating on your core. You're keeping your butt down low, back nice and flat. You shouldn't be looking up at the screen. You should be looking down on the mat in front of you. Nice and tight. Now we're going to introduce the burpee. From here, we're going to hop up onto our feet, pushing our hips forward, back down into a plank. We're not doing push-ups with this. It's just dropping down into a plank, standing full up, full range of motion. We push our hips forward up at the top, dropping down to a plank. Few more seconds, and we're going to drop down to the mat for some push-ups. Last one, and down. Standard push-up. We start in a plank with the shoulders, wrists, and elbow all in line. We lower our body down nice and controlled. We don't let gravity pull us down. And you get to where your chest touches the mat, not rests on the mat, touches on the mat, and then we push back up. Full extension. We try to keep our elbows close to our ribs. Everything's in nice and tight. Couple more seconds. And now we're going back to those burpees, but now we're doing a push-up at the end. So we drop down to a plank, push up, hop back up, hips forward. Back down into a plank, push up, hop up, hips forward. Full range of motion here. We want the chest touching at the bottom. We want the hips pushing forward at the top. Last one. Push up, hop up, hips forward, and now we move into cross jacks. So we're crossing our feet, we're crossing our hands. I want those elbows up at the shoulder height. We're not waving our arms like a chicken here, we're not trying to fly. Keep those elbows up at that shoulder height, that's what's going to work those shoulders. Keep those feet hopping back and forth. Few more seconds and we're going to move into sprints with punches. Alright, we can set up and we sprint. Go as fast as we can and we stop and we punch. We want 8 jabs and crosses. Sprint, punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And sprint. And punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sprint. And punch. When you punch, I want those fists snapping in front of you. Back to a sprint. And punch. And sprint. And 8 punches. Hard. And punch. Find that point in front of you and you punch it out hard. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Now you can go over and grab your weights. We're setting up for shoulder presses. Feet shoulder width apart. Weights brought up to your shoulders. And we raise them up over our head to a full extension. And we come back down to our shoulders. You should be keeping your core tight. Almost like you have a slightest little bit of arch in your back just to balance yourself. And again, like all weight-bearing exercises, we don't let gravity do the work. We try to bring those weights down a little bit slower. A few more and then we're going to go into an Arnold press. Here we go. Arnold press. Same basic concept, except we squeeze our chest up at the end. So we push up overhead, and then we bring the weights in front of our chest, and we squeeze our chest together. We squeeze and up. Squeeze in tight down at the bottom, pushing up at the top. And again, let the weight come down slowly. Don't let gravity throw it down. A few more and then we're going to go to alternating front raises. Let the dumbbells relax in front of you. And we're bringing one out shoulder height, alternating side to side. We're not doing this in a hurry, and we're not raising it over top of our shoulder height. A few more seconds, and then this is where the work really begins. Now we bring the dumbbells out to the side, and we do side raises. We bring it up to about our shoulder height, and we let it come down slowly if you can. A few more seconds and we're going to take it down to the mat. Alright, you can grab one weight and then you can lay down onto the mat. We're going to do flies now. We're going to start with our left side. Now flip around to make it easier. Right hand beside your butt. Left hand comes down to the mat and raises all the way up in front of our chest. Down to the mat, up in front of our chest. Keep that elbow locked. You're putting the work in the chest now. One more, down to the mat and up, and now we can hand it over to the right side. Now we're doing the right side fly. Weight down to the mat, up overhead, putting the work in the chest. A few more seconds, we're going to go to dual flies. Hopefully that weight's not too far away from you. You can reach over, grab that other weight, and now both weights down to the mat, lifting straight up in front of you. Again, all the work should be in the chest. You don't want those elbows to be bent. We're not flexing our biceps, we're working the chest. Ooh, we're ready to step it up a notch. Let's lift those legs up now. Let's get our core engaged. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to hold our legs out in a V. Not straight up in front of you, not down low to the mat, but we're going to hold them in a V. We're going to work that core while we work that chest. Try to keep your knees locked. And again, we're still working the chest with the flies. 2 more. And then we're going to hop up for some jacks variation. Alright, weights down. We're going to come up. We're going to do basically jumping jacks, except we're going to go straight arms up and down. So it's arms straight up, arms straight down. Still doing jack feet. We're hopping nice and lightly. We're staying on the balls of our feet. Don't let those heels touch. Two more, and then we're going to introduce the core. Now we're going to go up, down, alternating toe taps. Up, down, alternating toe taps. 2 up, 2 down, toe, toe. Try to think about your core contracting and bringing your feet up, not your thighs moving. Alright, you can reach over and grab your weight. This is going to be a lunge lawnmower pull. We're going to drop down into a lunge. With our left hand, we're going to pull back, doing a lawnmower start. We're pulling that weight in and we're flexing at the top. You should feel those back muscles really tightening up when you pull that weight up. And then we set that weight down. Again, don't let gravity pull it down. You bring it back to the neutral position. Up and back. 2 more, and we're going to swap sides. Alright, hand it over to the right side. Drop down into a lunge with your left. And we're pulling it back, flexing those back muscles. Get a full extension. You're not just lifting it up. You're lifting it up, pulling it, and tightening your muscles in your back. There's 2 more. And we're going to grab the other weight, and we're going to drop into a sumo squat. Both weights here. We're going to go into a little bit of a squat here, and we're basically going to do a pull out, alternating row. And again, every time you pull that weight to the back, feel yourself flexing your back muscles. Everything we do with a purpose. You should be flexing those biceps, and you should be flexing those back muscles. A few more, and then we're going to go to a dual row. All right, still in that squat. Now we're going to pull both back at the same time. When you pull back, you're flexing that upper back. Flex that upper back. Relax in front, flex that upper back. Two more, and then we're going to put a hip thrust into this. All right, you set back up here. We're going to pull it up. But when you pull back this time, you're going to stand up and you're going to push those hips forward. Again, full range of motion. We're pulling up, flexing that back, pushing those hips forward. We're standing out of that squat, flexing our hips, flexing our back. One more. And now we're going to go to an upright row. This is the same basic stance, except we're not standing up out of the squat. We're just pulling up into our chest, pulling up to our neck, straight up. You should feel this in those shoulders and your upper back. Those shoulders should definitely start feeling pretty warm right now. All right, we're moving into a sprint. You can put your weight down. Let's go ahead and get that heart rate back up. Just a normal sprint, sprinting in place, moving our shoulders, moving our hands. Now, instead of punches like we did before, we're going to drop down into a burpee. And drop, burpee down, plank, hop back up and sprint. Drop down, plank, back up, sprint. Down, plank, up, and sprint. Down, plank, up, and sprint. Down, sprint. One more, down, and back up. All right, grab those weights. Now we're going to do an arm curl, but we're going to leave one at 90 degrees and the other one we're going to curl with. So your right arm should be at 90 degrees. That elbow should be planted into your ribs. And using your left hand, you're just doing a normal curl. Let the weight come all the way down to your leg and curl it back up into your shoulder. A few more, now we're going to swap sides. All right, now our left arm goes at 90 degrees and we're going to curl with our right. Weirdly enough, the more important arm is your arm that's stationary at 90 degrees. Don't bring that elbow back. It's not a shoulder exercise. This is a bicep workout. And we're curling with an open wrist. We're letting the weight almost pull your wrist down when you curl it up. Make sure you squeeze the bicep at the top. All right, now we're moving into dual curls. We're going to lift it up quickly, and we're going to go real slow, dropping it back down. Curl the weight up to the top, flexing the bicep at the top, and let the weight come down real slow. You should really feel this burn in your biceps. Up quick, your wrist should be open, squeezing that bicep at the top, and then they come down slowly. Few more. And now we're going into recip curls. Reciprocating curls. When one's going up, the other one's going down. They should be meeting somewhere around your stomach. One arm or another is always under work. And your arm that's down, you don't just let it flop down. You're keeping it flexed the entire time. One up, one down. And we're squeezing that bicep at the top. Few more. Now we're going to jabs. All right, you can put your weights down. And we're getting into a punching position. And we're doing jabs. Straight jabs. Pick that point in front of you. If you're a righty, you should be punching with your left. If you're a lefty, you should be punching with your right. Your jab is your closest fist to your opponent. So me being a righty, I'm punching with my left fist right now. But now we're going to move it into crosses. All right, now we're going to bring that backhand. That's my right hand. We're bringing it back. A little bit of twist in the core when you use crosses. Pull it back. Keep your fists up by your face, protecting your face. We're snapping that fist out in front of us. Few more, and then we're going to put it together in a little bit of a faster motion. We're going to go 2 slow, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. 2 slow, 4 fast. Jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. Keeping that core flex with every punch. Keeping those fists up by your face, protecting your face. Snapping that fist out in front of you. Believe it or not, your shoulders are getting a heck of a workout right now. Jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. Last set. And let's move down to the mat. We're going to sit down into a bent knee. Your feet are together. Your hands are behind your back. Basically, we're just going to raise those hips up, come back down to the mat. Raise those hips up as high as you can, back down to the mat. It's kind of crazy because I really don't mind. Can you make it better like that? Don't think we fit in at this. Now I know we're saying we're raising our hips, but try to use that core to bring those hips up. Keep that stomach tight. A few more. Then we're going to stay in the same position, except we're going to do tricep dips. Now we're not dipping very far. We're back up, hips up. And basically now you're not lifting your hips or dropping your hips, you're bending at the elbows. You're putting the flex into your triceps. Into the triceps. Those triceps should be on fire right now. They should be hurt. Put the bend in the elbows. Put the work in the triceps. That's the back of your upper arm. Few more seconds, and then we're going to go to a straight leg, hip up and hold. Feet out directly in front of you, hands back in that same position. We're going to lift our hips up, and we're just going to hold it here. Triceps are doing the work here. Your core is doing the work. We're trying to keep our hips off of the mat, off of the floor. Four more seconds, and we're going to take it to up and downs. All right, now we can drop those hips to the mat and right back up. Don't rest at the bottom. Bring it down till your butt touches the mat, and then hips right back up to the top, as high as you can get them. How are those shoulders and those triceps feeling? All right, 3 more seconds and we're done on the mat. Let's stand up for crisscross half tuck jumps. All right, we're going to crisscross our feet. We're going to hop up, a small little hop, tapping our thighs at the top. We land at the bottom, crisscross our feet, hop back up, tap our thighs. We're not jumping very high, but we're maneuvering here lightly on our feet. balls of our feet really shouldn't be touching the mat. We're just getting that heart rate back up now. Have your shoulders had enough of a break yet? A couple more seconds, we're going back into those shoulder presses. Go ahead and grab your weights now. And we're going to alternating shoulder presses. Feet shoulder width apart, weights back up to your shoulders, and then we're alternating side to side. Again, what do I keep telling you about the weight? Don't let gravity bring it down. You bring it down nice and controlled. A few more seconds. We're going to go to bicep curls. Last one. Weights down. Now we're going to go alternating bicep curl. Again, our wrist should be kind of open, letting the weight fall down a little bit. But when we bring it up to the top, we're squeezing that bicep at the top. We're keeping our elbows pressed against our ribs. Don't let the elbows fall back behind your ribs, because now that makes it a shoulder exercise rather than a bicep exercise. A few more seconds of working the biceps. We'll flip around to the back of the arms to tricep extensions. Bring that left weight up behind your ear, and we're basically trying to keep that elbow from moving as little as possible, but we're extending out that weight. Extending that arm. You should feel this on the back of your arms. This is your tricep extension. The weight almost comes down and touches your shoulder, and then full extension to the top. Last one. And then we're going to move over to the right side. Right side weight comes up, drops down to your shoulder, full extension to the top. The less you can move your elbow, the better your tricep gets a workout. So try to think of just keeping that arm in place and just making the back of the arm do all of the work. Last two. All right, we drop down to the mat. Time for a side plank. We're going to do a plank on our side, only on our elbow. And now we're going to touch the toes up and over, front and back. Try to keep your hip off the mat. And we're touching in front, touching in back. Keep the flex in your core. Your stomach should be hurting. You should be feeling this in your obliques, those love handles. Tap forward, tap back. Last few seconds, and then we're going to swap around to the other side. All right, let's flip around over our right side. Hip off the mat. And we're going to tap forward, tap back, tap forward, tap back.
Rolling in hella deep, headed to the mezzanine, dressed in all pink, set my gator shoes, those are green draped in a leopard mink, girl standing next to me, probably should have washed this, smells like R. Kelly sheets. Which, it was 99 cents. Copping it, washing it, about to go and get some compliments, passing up on those moccasins, someone else has been walking in by me.
Tap forward, tap back. Last few, then we're moving into mountain climbers. All right, let's set up on our mat, almost like a plank position, and we're moving into mountain climbers. Feet back, and we're bringing those knees up into our chest. Try to keep the butt as low as you can. It's going to pop up some, but you want to try to keep it up as low as you can. Want a little bit harder variation? Bring those knees to the cross elbow. Left knee to your right elbow. Right knee to your left elbow. Last few seconds. And now we move into our last maneuver. We always end these workouts with a body run. Big hands. Running lunge. This is the home stretch here. Think of this as shaking out all of those muscles that we just worked throughout this exercise.
One man's trash, that's another man's come up. Thank your granddad for donating that plaid button up shirt. Cause right now I'm up in her stunt. I'm at the Goodwill, you can find me in the I'm not stuck on searching in the section.
Last 30 seconds. This is going to bring you down to the best feeling of your week. If you can, start to speed it up. Try to go a little bit faster than me. Get those hands bigger. Keep those feet back and forth. Last 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Good job. And it's time for a cool down. We're going to start and taking a deep breath all the way up to the top and blow it out. We'll do that one more time. Nice deep breath in and blow it out. Now we're going to take this in and we're going to hold it up at the top, hands up at the top. We're going to bend at the waist. We're going to come down, touch our toes, touch the mat. Get as low as you can. Want to put a little bit harder stretch into this. Reach around to the back of your calves. Pull yourself down a little bit lower. Now you let yourself hang. We're going to roll up nice and slowly. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. Bend at the waist. Hands all the way out in front. Fingers down to the mat. If you're not there yet, keep doing this. You will get looser. Pull yourself down a little bit more. Let yourself hang. And we're going to roll up nice and slow. All right, our base of support, our quads. We're going to reach back, grab our ankles, flexing each time. Pull it into the butt. And now we're going to grab it and hold it. If you can, reach around the back, pull it in nice and tight. Push your hips forward, chest up tall, keep your knees together. Putting the stretch in the top of your quads. Shake that out, shake the other side out, grab the left. Pull it back into your butt, reach around in, hips out, chest up nice and tall. And good. We'll shake it out. Now we're going to sit into our glute stretch. Knee on the opposite ankle, and we're sitting down into it, back and forth. One more, and now we're going to sit down and we're going to hold it. Ankle on the knee, doing prayer hands, trying to sit in, put the stretch in the glute. Now we're going to move over to the other side, ankle on the knee, down into prayer hands, sitting as low as you can, put the stretch into the glute. All right, let's stand up. Put our hands together, put our hands out in front of us, palms away, stretching. Now we're going to flip it around. Our palms are towards us. Our hands are interlaced and we're trying to pull them apart, but they're held together. Pull them apart. Now push that away from your chest. You're going to round the back. You're going to lower your chin down into it. We're stretching out our lower back and our upper back. Now we're going to take those hands to the top and over to the side. We're going to put that stretch in our traps. Stretching out to the right, back up to the top, and now stretching out to the left. Now back up to center. And let that out. Now we're going to reach our hand down the center of our back. And with our other hand, we're going to reach up and grab the elbow and pull it just a little tighter. We're stretching out the triceps. You can even lean in that direction. Put a good stretch on that side. Let it back out. Other hand goes down the center of the back. Pull it a little bit tighter with your elbow and pull the stretch to the side just a little bit more. Put the stretch down that side. Let that out. Now we're going to stretch our shoulders. One hand goes all the way across. And we pull that elbow in as tight as we can. Shake that out. Switch it. Elbow in as tight as we can. And then shake that out. Now, one last deep breath. In at the top. Last one. In. All the way up. And blow it out. Good job, guys. That is your cardio core and upper body workout.